grab a microphone and get comfortable. It's about to go down. La, 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 la. Good evening and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary Nov-20 Poets Cafe. I will be your host for the evening. I am Elemental. Happy Monday. This is the Jump Off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We've been doing this for 190 weeks. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? 190. And for those of y'all who don't know, like this started well into the pandemic, right as the pandemic was starting. We have outlasted all of that, and we are still here. We are still here, rocking with the greatest community in the world every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Appreciate y'all for checking and plugging in on social media. If you're watching on one of these streams and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen, 279-995-364. Jump in and join the greatest community in the world. Trust and believe it is a different world inside the Zoom. For real. You want to know why I keep saying that? You are going to find out this evening. I'm telling you. Shout out to storytellers, the educators in the building. It's so many incredible folks in here tonight, y'all. I'm telling you. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right. So we would like to thank the Howard Gilman Foundation, the Poetry Foundation, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, and Education of America for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. Ron is in the building this evening. I'm telling y'all, it is so much going on, right? Cafe is on the move, y'all, for real. Make sure you are plugging in with the squad. Shout out C4. All these poets are absolutely incredible, and you will see them in multiple ways. Listen, I'm telling you, the B will be moving around. Paul Queso, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And of course, the Queen Ray Jane. Listen, there's so many things going on. Make sure you are plugging in with the squad. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. Plug in. Up so many things. Season 2 of the clothing line is out. Make sure you plug in. So many things going on. All right. Tonight's theme, letters to the next generation. Pay it forward, right? How do we ensure this poetry continues to grow into the 30th century, right? What are some of the truths that must be told before the lies get attached and they call it history, right? How can and will the future benefit from what we know? You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping to hear. What bricks and what paths are we laying to reinforce what we've learned into the next century? You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. As always, your poem doesn't have to be on theme for you to rock with us this evening. We are still looking forward to every ounce of artistry you bring with you brought with you this evening. Next week's theme. Listen, and there's only 5 left, y'all. Can you dig it? There's only 5 left for the whole year, right? Next week's theme coming at you. Cosmic cooking. Baker's delight. Listen, we really have gotten to the time of year where it just seems like there is some magic happening that goes on in the kitchen. Like once you cross that threshold into the kitchen, things just get very, very different. So, you know, what wonders are you hoping the universe will conjure this year inside your kitchens, right? What are the smells that wake you up from any level of sleep that you're in, right? Going back to those sweet memories, you know? What's your baker's delight? You know what I mean? Your baker's doesn't. You know what I mean? What would you say goes from sugar to stunning in record time? You know, so that's what we're going to be looking at next week. As I said, we only have 5 more Mondays, 5 more for this year. And I believe Christmas is going to fall on the last month. The last Monday of the year will be on Christmas. So make sure you plug in, folks. That's what we're going to deal with. So we're going to get to it. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the poetry this evening. Poets, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your poetry performance. And of course, I want to see if you freak out these backgrounds. So turn your cameras on. As you're getting ready to rip, poets, have your poems ready. All right, if you're going to analog, dog ear the page. If you're going digital, make sure the file is pulled up and ready to rock. If you're using music, which is totally cool, make sure it's original. We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our streams in any way, so make sure the music is original, right? If you're playing original music, instrument-wise, original sound, all right? Original sound, original music, and we are good to go. Poets, you got 3 minutes to rock. I know y'all keep seeing this wrap it up box. I know, and y'all know I keep saying I don't want to time cop people, all right? But keep in mind there are poets at the line at 23, 24, 25 that want to rock too, all right? So try to keep it tight as possible, folks, all right? Be respectful of your colleagues. Let's keep it going, all right? We have reached night 30 for the babies. We have some explicit lyricists in this community, and they may trigger some horrible flashbacks, all right? But the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure that it maintains in every single vein of what we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism which people may use to manipulate, which will not, I say not, be tolerated. There is no censorship, all right? Poetry is a living, breathing trigger warning. You are bound to hear anything this evening. Plus, you are rocking with people that do this, all right? There are some people that do this, but we do this. You'll hear me say that again, right? And you will find out why. This is the greatest community in the world. This is a true call and response space. After the poets get up here and they rip open a part of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to actually let all of that energy back out into the world, right? Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway, all right? So unmute yourself and let the world, let the poets know that you are in here, that you are feeling all of this energy that they are sharing with you, because all the energy that you share with them, you will get back in their poetic performance. So make sure you are sharing that energy with the room. The list tonight is closed. Sign up begins 24 hours before the show, which would be Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to newyourekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Monday that you want to get down on. You need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list. And these tickets will not even populate until 24 hours before the show. Going on right now, the New Eurekan Bowery Slam is happening, hosted by the one and only Jay Rose. Listen, Ron Mark Thompson in the building. It is going down. All right. Listen, the cafe is on the move. All right. The brick and mortar is closed. So the cafe is on the move. And tonight is the first installment. Make sure you are plugging in. It is going down. Trust and believe. Also, the Thursday night open mic online this week, hosted by the one and only Storm Gods in the building. Paul Conqueso will be in the building on Thursday, so make sure you are plugging in. It is sure to be an event. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness, I'm looking forward to it. Tonight's list. Look at these beautiful names. All this beautiful color on here. Listen, the storytellers are in the building this evening, y'all. So you better get it together and you better be ready, because they are, I'm telling you, they are coming to show you what storytelling is about. There are all my rowdy friends here on Monday night. Oh my goodness. It is so great to see all of you. As always, oh my gosh. I wait all week. I'm telling y'all, all week and twice on Sundays just to get here. So let's get to it. Setting us off this evening. Where did that cat go? I know I saw him. There he is. Setting us off this evening. And listen, I was talking bad about him. Not too bad. But I was just telling him, hey, man, we need to hear from you. You know what I mean? So he came through and he was like, you know what? I need to make sure I get in here, get out of here before it gets too late, so the kids don't be going crazy on him. But the one and only is here to set us off this evening. Come on, man. The one and only Rich Glennon is here to set us off this evening. Come on, Rich. Let the people know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Good to see you too, man. Yeah, I'm trying to make a habit of this sort of thing. Yeah, Rich Glennon, Instagram and Tumblr. And I will be returning to the theme of kids. I guess it's especially because it's on theme for this week. Yep. So as usual, 3 short poems. The first one is called Baby Proofed. I was smoking a cigar in the garage, watching the rain, when the door opened and my daughter appeared. My wife said she wanted to play outside, and play she did. She splashed in patient pools, fitted for her feet that waited until she connected. She rushed through paste drops, spaced far enough so she can see. She tasted on her pink tongue. She tasted on her pink leaf of a tongue the barbless water of summer. Let me just play that back. I'll read the last 2 stanzas again. She rushed through paste drops, spaced far enough so she can see. She tasted on her pink leaf of a tongue the barbless water of summer. Okay, we got there. This next one is called Boo Boo. When I cut my hand, my daughter ran into the bathroom and came back with a bandage. She put it on and sealed it with a kiss. Now, when I look at the rest of my skin, all I see are fertile fields, with each pore a womb or a seed of injury. All right, and this last one is called Millard Fillmore. For those of you who don't know, Millard Fillmore was just like not one of the most notable presidents of the United States. The dad my young children will remember hasn't arrived yet. He is still hobbling along, favoring his right knee, a head of swooped feathers bobbing with each gained moment. For he will be very 40, so naturally it will take him time to get here, 7 years as of today. The present dad, who is now in office, will retire from his post largely forgotten. Not much of him will haunt the halls of his kids' minds, hosting star-swept carnivals. A scuff on a wall, as if a dresser was moved, will only remain, making brighter the wonder bordering his smudge of shadow. Okay, thank you.
This is why I always love when this cat comes through. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Rich Glitter.
That was
Yeah,
so
Rich,
dope.
right
I
on.
love that last poem, bro. I love that poem.
Wait.
Thank you for being that dad.
Okay, that dad. You know what I mean? That dad. That just like that. I really do love that. In the second poem, right? In the Boo Boo poem, he said, "Each pore a womb for a seed of injury." Like, come on, man. Like, right? And then the baby proof, like, you have children that's just like that, right? They pop up at always the wrong time. Like they just come stumbling in. Oh, I was just trying to see you. Like, no. I love that, man. Really. The pictures that you paint of your babies, man, is really the type of exuberance that I would think that old school kind of family movies are made of. But when you write them into reality, they just feel a little bit different, right? So thank you. As your colleague said, thank you for being that dad. Appreciate you, Rich Glennon. Make sure you are plugging in with Rich Daddy Glennon, a mainstay of our community. And I think probably the only cat that I know in our community that's still repping Tumblr, right? But I'm sure there's a reason. Make sure you are plugging in with Rich Glennon. Appreciate you, man. All right, coming up next. I know I saw that cat coming in. There he is. This cat, a newer member of our community, continues to come through and bring all of the energy, right? All of the mega power, all of the superpower. Listen, I saw how much love this cat gives to, the macho man, Randy Savage, and it is always so cool to hear this cat, man, for real. I'm waiting on him to see if he's rocking with us this evening. I don't know. There he is. Of course he is. Come on, man. The one and only Dre Reyes is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, man. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Oh, yeah. Take it away.
Got put me in the spotlight with that Macho Man stuff. Shit. Well, anyway, hey everybody. Dre Reyes over here. Find me on Instagram at DreRay90. And I got some new shiz for y'all. I guess this is probably like, I don't know, like a warning cry to future generation regarding artificial intelligence. So here's this poem. If given to the right hands, AI can benefit humanity in some ways that doesn't have a level of cringe slapped with. As a photographer, AI has its ways of shaving off time and labor, given the task at hand. You want that blemish, red eye, blur, or that toxic person from your past removed from your photos with ease. Like Allen Iverson was for the 76ers, AI is the answer. Along with labor tasks, AI can be both creepy and entertaining. Listening to Kurt Cobain sing Foo Fighters Everlong made me wonder how hackers will use this technology to frame someone of a crime they didn't commit. But at the same time, it's fascinating to hear a spot-on vocal cover. Probably my favorite ups to now are scene renders of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Rogers, Dane DeVito slaying on vocals and enticing a riot in a mosh pit at a death metal concert, or Nicolas Cage doing God knows what with Bigfoot because that is funny shit. If funny shit makes the world go around with laughter and smiles, and the world can use some more laughter and smiles considering the states, the global political climates on top of life's cruelties that need no AI to articulate. A lot of what ifs can be played out, like reunions of lost ones through photographs. I never took a photo with my best friend before his life was cut short, and I've wondered how he would have aged. I have a brother and sister who died before I was born, but I would finally be able to see a rendering of how they may have aged through life. Life is weird sometimes. Loss is something everyone experiences in life, and this is a way of potentially winning back a moment in time. It is hard to fashion or fathom, it's hard to begin to fathom the various tasks that AI can accomplish thus far. I'll give it 5-10 years from now. Let's imagine for a minute or so, in a not so distant future, a social media page dedicated to AI accounts of historical figures. Can we imagine that on the day Queen Elizabeth II died, Princess Diana would have posted a selfie wearing an elegant and regal valet uniform, holding open the door of a back seat of a black Mercedes-Benz W140, royal blue blood splattered all over the interior, with a beaming and eager look on her face as the caption reads, "At Queen Lizzie, I will be your personal driver to hell. I've been reserving this ride for you. It's your turn now, bitch." Or maybe Princess Diana would have kept it vague but sinister, with the status being just an ellipsis, with her mood set as feeling validated. From Hitler trolling Trump to stop copying his homework poorly, to Martin Luther King Jr. commenting on racism today, the possibilities would be endless. I feel like this needs to be addressed again, but as a member of the human race, I beg for the human race not let evil robots take over the world. The Terminator movie franchise warned us about this in the 80s. Not to strictly glorify one badass android with heavy-hitting one-liners. As much as we can make art imitate life, let's hope for this instance that it never becomes life imitating art with artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Oh, anytime you start flipping that art into that, we gonna have a problem. But I feel it coming. Ooh, unmute yourself, give it up for Dre Reyes.
Yeah, Dre.
We are not entertainers.
Love the closing line.
We are not entertainers.
This AI is real, y'all, and I'm so thankful that you even jumped into that, Dre Reyes, for real. Looking at how hackers will use this technology, right? I've seen it. I've already seen the way they're allowing it to be used. I can only imagine when it gets worse, right? A spot-on vocal cover. Listen, when you said that, I was thinking about last week, I believe, maybe the week before last, the Beatles just released a new song with lyrics, with guitar from people who are long gone. Okay, listen. Yes, I promise y'all. Look it up. They just released it last week, like live. They did a documentary, and AI has allowed them to go in there and make a new Beatles record. The Beatles are even saying they sounded like it was really them there. When we need AI to articulate things, we have a very, very serious problem because we are coming so dependent on them that we are dumbing down our brains, which is strange. Like our whole goal was to feed our brains. Now we're dumbing it down to allow a computer to think for us. That's just crazy. AI accounts of public figures. I really dig that because they can do that and they have done that, right? And I think that they will do something like that based on what they have done, what they have said before. AI will calculate an algorithm to predict that they would possibly say something like this in the future. I know that sounds like it's science fiction, but I'm telling y'all a science fact, right? I just think that's something that we would definitely see, more and more hacked, streams of things, and it's gonna be crazy. It really is. Thank you, Dre Reyes, for putting that on our brains. For real. I think that might be the tagline of 24, right? The AI generation. Appreciate you, man. All right, coming up next, OG in the building. I'm telling you, the Jedi Master is here. Whew, he's about to do it to you. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you, Jedi Master. Please take it away.
Hey, it's great to see everybody here again. It's the usual crew during this past, 6 weeks, 6 months or so. So let me get something up on screen. Oh, Norm Maddox is here. He's going to be on the next forum run by James Spoken Word with Kenny Lynn Babb. I would recommend that. Let's see, I'm trying to get this thing up on screen. I have 2 things. One's just very short, directly on theme, and the other is a bit more of a very short prose thing. The first is a poem with the title Letter to the Next Generation, and the poem goes, "Return to sender, no longer at this address." And the second piece is something I think Generalissimo might get into. It's a bit of a short prose thing. Today I lived, one small indicator of the ecosystem here has passed another threshold of dissolve. Need to buy a new pair of boots. Know they are sold for great bargain on Orchard Street in the Lower East Side. The old open air market on weekends where the cops closed off the street for 3 blocks from Houston to Delancey. So I walked down Orchard Street, not one single shoe store left. From Houston to Delancey, all vanished, driven out by all the new lounges, all the faux dive bars, no more bargains. Walk from Houston Street to Canal Street up to Broadway, to 14th, down 14th to 6th Avenue. Up 6th Avenue to 34th Street. Enter and leave probably 12 shoe stores looking for those boots I need. Hopeless. Every single store offers the same range and makes and prices, just totally homogenized. Even see the kind of boots I used to buy, more than twice the price. I wonder where the merchants from Orchard Street went, what they do now on the weekend. I wonder what the people they used to sell their boots to now do for sturdy footgear at a fair price. I think I probably just walked all afternoon and refused to buy boots as a protest, silently. Staying in a zone where need is my own decision, unpersuaded their Darwinian market for shoes has evolved agreeably, committed to the extinct working class sensibleness of a practical boot on the foot for a price within means. If I walked with Joseph Tomachik, my mother's father, whose name I once saw carved into a wall on Ellis Island, all afternoon, he would have been silent also, At each pretentious store, Joseph would have narrowed his eyes, appraised each offering, huffed in disgust, clicked his tongue in a symbolic negative verdict against his chapped lips, the lips he used to hold upholstery tacks in while hammering down brocade cloth onto the furniture he built in his basement workshop. He would have avoided speaking one single word to the salespersons in those shoe stores about their homogenized, overpriced shoes. And he would have departed into the cold afternoon, feeling a 50-block walk back home was far more sensible than paying out hard-won cash for bourgeois goods. He would have said nothing about not finding what he wanted, would have made conversation about where to get a good cup of coffee, where to buy Chesterfield cigarettes. He would have reminisced about Mr. Arsulowitz's butcher shop and the duck soup and blood sausage, or the Droskys next door, and how Mrs. Drosky made the best potato pancakes in the neighborhood. People exactly like those shoe merchants now vanished from Orchard Street. What I learned from Joseph about being a proletarian translated effortlessly into the sparse needs of my life in Bohemia. So you see, I have not forgotten, I have not foregone, I have not foregone who I was in part built to be. The economic disrealities of this city make it a foreign place, foreign to the actual needs of the people who live in it. And one small way, among many others, the people here become distorted is they wear things that say everything for them and nothing about them.
You know what? Yeah, this is what he does every single time. Unmute yourself, give it up for Paul Skip.
That was some elite
That's
storytelling
just
right there.
Incredible, Paul.
amazing work.
A walk through a life,
real,
bro. Thank
really,
you so
really
much.
touched me.
That was powerful.
My dad was an upholsterer. When I was a kid, I bought the upholstery company that trained him and then hired him. So when you went there, man, you ripped me open.
Whoa. See, you know what? That just, wow. That upholstery, that took me to Boondock Saints, right? If you're not familiar with the Boondock Saints, that movie's incredible. But he was an upholsterer, also a leather worker, and put some things together. When you start moving in textiles, it something about it, right? It's something about that connection to the people like that. I just appreciate again that textural aspect of what you do, Jedi Master. He said in the first one, in its return, he said letters to the next generation. He said came back, marked return to sender, no longer at this address. You know, I think that's such an indicator of where things are going, and as they always have. You know what I mean? Every letter from the future to our future, which is now, those people are gone. I have so many letters from, to the future from folks. One of my favorites is Souls of Black Folks, 1918, I believe. Not a single shoe store left, right? Thanks to all the new lounges and dive bars. I really love how you painted that picture of gentrification, even in your neighborhood, right? Not necessarily the whole city, but just your neighborhood. So I appreciate that aspect, right? Where things were commonplace at one point in time, everything has changed, right? Staying in a zone where need is my own decision, man. Paying your hard-earned cash for bourgeoisie goods, what it means to being a proletariat, living life in Bohemia. It's a lot, right? Like, again, I know there's lots of things in there, right? But make sure you are hearing what the Jedi Master is saying. Again, I told y'all the storytellers are in the building this evening, and he is just setting it off and getting it ready. Telling you, the OGs is here. All right, make sure you're plugging in with Paul Skip. Appreciate you, OG, for always coming through and hanging out with us and rocking at such a high level, truly. All right, coming up next, fire, man. Poetastic is here, y'all. Let me tell you about Poetastic. This cat has always got a rhyme, right? Sometimes sublime, sometimes right on time, but always a mix that fixes whatever transfixes you to something negative. The one and only Poetastic in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. Eddie, always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you, my bro, like no other, with words like thunder. Woo! You know I love to rhyme all the time to make you feel sublime. Gotta love the worldly chime. All right, my name is Ed Potastical, feeling fantastic. Please in time to enjoy my rhyme file for sublime. I got 2 short pieces, so I won't take too much time. My first chime has to be much better. It's better to give than to receive. It's better to fail than to achieve. It's better to share than to be greedy. It's better to work than to be needy. It's better to love than to be bad. It's better to be happy than to be sad. It's better to be simple than to be complicated. It's better to be adored than to be hated. It's better to be alive than to be dead. It's better to be here than to be ahead. It's better to be you than to be nothing at all. It's better to feel than to be a wall. It's better to sing than to be mute. It's better to be real than to be cute. It's better to be a memory than to be a stream. It's better to be a memory than to be a dream. It's better to be a road than to be a stream. Thank you. The other one is called Dear Whomever. Dear whomever, hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the weather. Hope your mind is a clear bell. If not, it'll get better. Your life will set sail. If it's an argument, forgive him or her. Hope your sorrows go pale. Hope your days are less wetter. Hope you treasure your wins and fails. Hope you know you're a go-getter. Hope you don't fall for doubtful spells. Hope you know life is a heavy hitter. Hope you can break out of your cell. Hope you know lessons taste so bitter. Hope you toss all your regrets down a well. I hope you taste rain under warm shelter. Hope you become a hero, then a rebel. Hope you wear your pains and failures as a sweater. Hope your todays and tomorrows aren't hell. Hope you learn and gain a lot from this letter. Hope you're happy, safe, and not unwell. Hope you feel greater and lighter than a feather. Hope your heart expands, grows, and swells. Hope your dreams are on a higher measure. You know, this is a bitter goodbye, but a sweet farewell. Thank you.
Man, Eddie, I'm telling you, I can hear all the work you've been putting in, homie. Unmute yourself, get it up for Eddie Poetastic.
Nice
yeah.
and nice
Woo!
motivation.
There will come a time when I come up with a rhyme for you. I buried it.
I was supposed to come after, right? I buried the lead, damn it. Yeah. Eddie's always on it, man. Really. And I say that because, listen, I've been listening to Eddie Rock for a while, man. And Eddie is finally really starting to believe who Eddie is. And that dude is just increasing his flame every time I hear him. Right? He said, your life will set sail. Lessons do taste bitter, man. For real. Just as medicine usually is. Right? All the best medicine tends to be bitter. Right? Be a hero, not a rebel. I hope your todays and tomorrows aren't hell. Listen, If they come across a place that looks like hell or sounds like hell, make sure you call Eddie Foreman, because he's always got a rhyme to enlighten your day. I promise you. Appreciate you, Eddie, for all that you do, staying dedicated to who you are. Appreciate you. All right. Coming up next. Oh my goodness. Listen, it has been a minute. I get to yell at, listen. I used to say, all the time, make sure you got your medulla strapped on tight because he's about to oblongata. Listen, it is time for our Tez Talk. It's been too long, Mr. Tez. It's been too long. I truly hope that everything has been good with you. Please let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Elemental and the New York Poets Cafe Open Mic community. I've dropped my info on the chat. Folks can follow me on Instagram under Gashes2019 and tesosomok.substack.com. Unfortunately, I've got pulled back into the office and I'm not going to have the luxury that I've had for the last 3 years. So that's the bad news. The good news is there'll be a spot for somebody who really needs it. So I'm happy in both ways for that. But depending on your point of view, it may be a good thing or it may be a bad thing. So I'm coming in with at the kind of like with the resounding the times right now and at the end of the year. So I'm going to go in with this piece titled Deconstructing Thanks, Navigating the Complexities of Gratitude in the Turmoil of 2023. In the relentless march of 2023, a year whose unwelcome embrace left indelible imprints on the fabric of our existence. Thank you, Paul Skiff and CC, for bringing in all the fabric stuff in for me. So I'm going to layer on top of that, no pun intended. The complexities of gratitude unveil themselves in the stark relief, the workforce like puppets yanked back into the mechanical rhythms of antiquated office, cubicle spaces, dance to the dissonant tune of control. The economic landscape, once vibrant and promising, now resembles a haunted terrain, shrouded in the specter of protracted recession and haunted by the relentless specter of inflation. As we navigate this unforgiving terrain, it becomes imperative to explore the multifaceted nature of giving thanks amid the tumultuous backdrop of a profoundly challenging year. The dystopian office. In the throes of these societal upheavals, the very act of expressing gratitude takes on a Derridian complexity, a deconstructed dance on the precipice of meaning and absence. The dystopian relic offices, once deserted in the wake of pandemic-induced remote work, now beckon the weary workforce back into their LED-lit confines. It is a return not merely to physical spaces, but an existentially return to the factory regimes, the old order where bodies are not only present, but subjugated to the temporal whims of industrial control. The year of an eerie and dystopian scenario where the workforce is reluctantly drawn into decayed cubicles, each encapsulated in an atmosphere of deteriorating, the fabric material that surrounds them in a state of disrepair, frayed at the edges and stained with the marks of time. The once vibrant colors have faded, giving way to a muted and desolate palette. The decaying cubicles. The air within these cubicles is thick with the pungent odor of upholstery fabric rot, adding a sinister element to the already grim environment. The smell of upholstery fabric designed for durability and ease of cleaning is both oppressant and unpleasant, hangs in the air like a persistent reminder of the corrosive entropy that permeates the surroundings. As employees navigate through this decaying workspace, the fabric underfoot crumbles beneath their steps, contributing to an unsettling feeling of instability. The very structure that once provided a semblance of order and organization now mirrors the decay and neglect that has befallen it. The combination of deteriorating fabric, the pervasive smell, cheap fabric rot, and the overall decay creates an atmosphere that is not only physically uncomfortable, but also psychologically oppressive. It resembles, it serves as a poignant metaphor for a workforce trapped in a system that is crumbling, both physically, metaphorically, with each passing day. The regressive resurgence. In the midst of this regressive resurgence, gratitude emerges as a nuanced and paradoxical sentiment. How do we express thanks for the resumption of a routine that feels like a regression, a reversion to a pre-pandemic normalcy that may have been anything but normal? The act of giving thanks becomes a deconstruction of societal expectations, a dismantling of the assumed narratives that underpin expressions of gratitude. Is an acknowledgement of complexity inherent in the appreciating the familiar, even when the familiar is entangled with the machinery of control. And I'm going to stop here, and I'll drop the link where folks can read the second half of the essay.
Entangled with the machinery of control. You see, this is why I said, damn it! Unmute yourself, give it up for Mr. Tezasomo.
And thank you,
I was already killed.
Further for setting it up for me.
Damn,
Riveting.
the music.
Riveting.
Oh, Tez, the music
Hang
and
on.
that reading on top of it. You hit every note, man. You wore that baby out.
Yeah,
I lived every line in that poem, man, except the 8-way hand tie and my dad.
Yeah, if that's what goes on when you get drawn back into the office, maybe you should stay there.
Either that or you know, figure out a way to use that laptop, make it look like you get your fired.
Thanks again. Thanks again, Mastermind.
Maybe we all team up and help you get fired. No.
Hey, listen. I'm all for a good revolt. I'm all for a good revolt. Listen, that was definitely bittersweet, Mr. Tez. For those who don't know Mr. Tez, he has a tendency to raise the IQ of every room he steps into. And today he just come to raise your IQ about cubicle spaces. Listen, it's bittersweet because he said he won't be able to come and rock with us as much as he used to, right? Because he's getting pulled back into the real world. And listen, being pulled back into the matrix. And I understand that, right? But listen, we all got to survive in different ways, right? So we have to dance to the dissident tempo of control, right? Right? You know, we've all been under the influence of the dystopian offense, right? We're subjected to this atmosphere that's deteriorating, right? It's muted and a desolate palette. Indeed it is, right? The corrosive entropy that permeates the surrounding, right? The smell of upholstery, like, come on, man, right? Like there's just, it's just so much to it, right? It's all a part of it. It's sensory deprivation, right? It's sensory overload as well, trying to make sure that you know exactly where you should be at all times. Appreciate you, Mr. Tez, for blowing our minds as you always do. Make sure you are plugging in. As he mentioned, he's going to plug it into the chat so you can get the second half of it. Make sure you are plugging in. One thing I can tell you, he is not your damn chihuahua. Make sure you are plugging in with Mr. Tez. You can find him on Amazon as well. An incredible storyteller. Appreciate you, Mr. Tez. We'll definitely miss your incredible work. Make sure you come back as often as you can. Coming up next, I told y'all the storytellers are in the building. This incredible poet, author of the recently released book, Four Crescents, will definitely come through and bring you some incredible artistry. This gentleman, listen, I truly appreciate any time this cat comes through because he just happened to be so cool with it. The one and only Norm Mathematics is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Math. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, my brother. And thank you so much for the boost of Four Crescents. It's a tremendous liftoff. And like you said, in your forward. It's a fuse that's being lit, moving on into a place where, okay, you could blow up with all the rage, or you could sublimate it. So here we go. More than words from beyond ether. I am humbled, words trust me, to compose intentional ecosystems, integrate images, actions, and feelings like an alchemist, changing the nature of love to something mutant and palpable. The pen will never be the same. Paper will want to learn to read itself. Blanks will look to fill in themselves with words and your voice. The poet will witness their own transformation. Next piece. And this piece right here, I do believe addresses the theme, which is thinking about what happens next. And we are all part of the next generation, okay? Profound change is transformation. Good things and bad things end. Transformation is the death of old, creating something new that will become old. Awareness of transformation, a balance between what was and what is becoming. Arms letting go while reaching for the same thing. Like poles of a globe, extremes pass through the equator, a middle that is hot, itself extreme, to both poles, frigid. What's the fulcrum between freezing and boiling? Invisible becoming visible and disappearing, between liquid and vapor. Sublimation when both occupy the same time and space. Life is the dissolution of the former and faith in the latter. Balance is a meditation between the din of Babel and the silence of discernment. Inertia, the non-action that carries the end to the momentum of action. Silence carries the echo of noise, the sound, a blur of an om. Transformation is life on the way to becoming something unplanned. Peace.
I tried to tell y'all, this cat does this. Unmute yourself, give it up for mathematics.
Wow.
Thank you for the words of the wisdom. I'm going to go back and listen to that 3 times.
Words
Hey,
do
thank
trust you, Norm. Words do trust you.
Brilliant, Norm.
No.
Beautiful, beautiful,
I
absolutely
know.
beautiful.
Thank you for your attention, peoples.
I know. He said words trust me. Like what? Words trust me. Oh my God. Honored that words trust me. Man, that's heavy. Even you know, as he was, you know, thanking, you know, the people here for the fuse being lit, you know. He said he's changing the nature of love to something mutant. The poet will witness their own transformation. I believe that, right? Because we can see all the stages of what we do, right? Right? Because there's profound change and transformation, right? Silence carries the echoes of noise. And yes, we are all members of the next generation. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Truly, truly appreciate you for all you do, every single contribution that you have added to our Monday night family, to our New Eureka family. We truly appreciate all your artistry. Thank you. Thank you for being the mainstay. All right. Coming up next, yo, I absolutely love when this poet comes through because I get to ask her every time and again in 6 months. This incredible author always comes through and brings the heat, the one and only Vex Lex in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online and your incredible work. Lex, always great to see you. Come on, take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemen2al. Always appreciate it. I'm Vex Lex. You can find me on Instagram, Vex Lex Poetry. You could DM me to get a copy of my book. Ask me again in 6 months. Real quick, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on Instagram Live, where a poet, Deep Thought the Lyricist, is going to be doing a thoughtful review of my book. So come check it out tomorrow, Instagram. Come check me out. Follow me, Vex Lex Poetry. 9 p.m. Eastern. All right. So this piece is called, I think this was the theme a few weeks ago, but it's called Masks of Life. I am tired of life being more tricks, less treats, less wins, more defeat. I am ready to come out on top if I come out at all. But we know time does not stop. So even if I continue to fall, I have to keep moving. I should only be looking ahead, gathering the stamina for the water I have to tread. I've worn these masks proudly. Now it's time to tear them off my skin loudly, enough to awaken this misguided soul. What is my purpose in life if I let someone else be behind the controls? I cannot allow myself to continue to fall for the tricks. I must pursue the truth, even when the lies start to stick. Encourage others to see that they are more than just a pretty mask. But when will I do what I ask? I need to practice what I preach, and then maybe I will have the tools to teach others to be free. I dread the grueling process, but I will be the one to profit. Convince myself to look towards the treats in store, and maybe then I will realize who I am at my core. Thank you.
Yo, this is why I get excited when Lex come through. Telling you, unmute yourself, give it up for Vex Lex.
That's so beautifully written. Oh,
Love it, love it, love it.
Love it, love it.
Every time.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Vex Lex,
Thank you. Thank you.
for sure.
Yeah, brilliant, Vex.
Every single time Lex comes through. And this is why I tell you, I'm going to ask her now, and I'm going to ask her again in 6 months, because it continues to come through. Just listen. And yeah, it was. Appreciate you, Lex, for real. It was a theme a couple of weeks ago, right? We dealt with the masks of life, right? And it was exactly that, right? She's like, more tricks, less treats, right? Should only be looking forward, right? But a lot of times we get caught up trying to look behind us, right? Trying to make sure that we're not leaving anything behind us, trying to make sure that we're getting all the lessons that led us up to this point, right? She said, but it's trying to tear them off my skin loudly. Ooh, I love that, right? Just tear them off my skin loudly. Right? Cannot continue to allow myself to fall for the tricks. No. But I love this last line that you mentioned, Lex, and I think that you are doing just that. You said you wanted the tools to teach others to be free. With every poem, you are doing just that. You are giving your listeners the tools to be free. Thank you, Lex. Truly appreciate you for being a mainstay and always sharing your powerful poetry with us. Thank you for that. All right. Told y'all the storytellers are in the building, and we are just going to bloop, bloop, bloop. They're coming at you. They're coming at you hot and heavy, right? Real quick, let me shout out a couple of folks before we move on. Shout out Raul James. Raul was on the list this evening, but listen, he is in recovery mode this evening, right? So make sure we're sending healing vibe and energy to Raul James. Doug Silver, Professor Platinum in the building. Always appreciate you for coming through. Lantern Carrier couldn't be with us this evening, but Grace Scott, we have a pleasant gesture and we will get to that. The Magus Gustav Salas in the building. What us good, Magus? Listen, always appreciate Gustav who comes through to hang out with us, share all the energy with us. Melinda Lucas in the building as well. Finally got a chance to hear Melinda's work last week, week before last. Always appreciate them for coming through and sharing their energy with us. Listen, the Starship is underway, y'all. This is what we do every Monday night. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, the Vincent Price of Poetry is in the building, right? This incredible artist is about to release his 7th work of poetry titled Mirror, Mirror, the one and only Ike Waltz in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. Ike, it is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
f-artstatements.com. My letter for an afterlife. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got lost. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here I am. I can feel me. I can hear me. But I got lost. Uh-oh. Hello. Nobody does it. Tip-tap also. Tick-tack. No. I lost. Uh-oh. I feel that empty room, darkness, has no moon. Lost. Silence. No sound is here anymore. I got lost. Hip hop, hooray! Light, tasting the speed of time. Night, the universe of mine. I travel on air, reclining in a comfy chair, first class, just fine. Rest is a place at its best. Uh-oh, here I am lost. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, why? Can't you tell who I am? Don't stare. I can't bear when you stare. Looks like you don't care. Uh-oh, you are there. Tell me, tell me. Your eye is listening. Am I aware? Yes, I am lost. Uh-oh, anybody's her, somebody's out there. Can you hear? Can you see? History is left of me. America, I did believe in you. But now I am lost. Uh-oh. I better stop. Hop, hop, hop. Squeeze my knobbly knees. Uh-oh. Excuse me. I need relief. I need to unzip my mind and run for a desperate piss. It's Corona time. No place to hide. With a mask, everybody looks the same. Won't waste your smile. Uh-oh. America, when are we going home? Uh-oh. You are AI by default. Thank you.
I told y'all the storytellers were in the building. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa.
Hey, powerful. I love the line, unzip my mind. I need to unzip my mind. That's a very unique line. Very beautiful.
Okay. I heard that very distinctly too, Zonkoto, right? And the thing about that is I was even thinking about in our digital realm, right? How you zip files sometimes to make them smaller before you're passing them along. You know what I mean? You have to unzip the files that maybe the universe has, downloaded into us. Maybe we need to unzip those files to actually get access to what is really there in the first place. Somebody's out there, right? Am I aware? Absolutely. You are very much aware of what you are being downloaded, right? I need to unzip my mind. Man, like that's really gonna stick with me, right? Both literally and figuratively. That one's gonna stick with me for a while, right? The whole unzip my mind, you know what I mean? I'm thinking Cenobite, horror film, you know what I mean? But I'm also thinking Johnny Mnemonic, you know what I mean? Unplug from this matrix to, unzip the information. I appreciate you, like really, for putting that type of textural element into what you do. Thank you. Like I said, make sure you're plugging in with what Ike is doing, about to release his 7th book. Make sure you are plugged in. All right, coming up next, I mentioned Great Scott. We have a pleasant gesture. This next poet is coming through by way of the one and only Lantern Carrier. But this next poet, shout out to East Bay in the building, comes through as he always does and brings it down 100% of the time. He's got a new manuscript coming out very soon as well. The one and only D. Allen in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. D. Allen, it's always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Tonight, I'm going to do a rare cover of someone else's work. In particular, our own Lantern Carrier, the English Black devotional poet I mentioned in Zoom chat just now. On tonight's theme of letters for the next generation. And tonight I'm not going to use the share screen feature at all. I'm going to do this straight up. This one is called Letters to the Next Generation. The seeress said, "My dear Lantern, this world is now a confused arena where corporate greed laughs all the way to offshore bank accounts while goodness stands on heavy legs in long, painful corridors of despair. Insecurity spins so many untruths that one finds oneself on a carousel of darkness covered in yarns of murky cloths. I see 10,000 distortions spinning on a conveyor belt of massive disinformation. Distortions spin like spiders, building dark webs to protect themselves, yet they fall victims to the wheels of desire as they spin. Their avarice intense, sticking like leeches to callous hearts, lacking the ability to soar into the light of freedom. I'd like you to be one of the new generation of lantern carriers, transmitting a luster that transforms, illumines, awakens, and is free of shackles and chains. Oh, Cirrus, do you wish me to descend into the darkness like the sparkling moon, with the stars as my pillows, receiving the kiss of dawn's warmth through the translucent drapes of my windows? Do you need me to re-enter this world once more, to explore and embrace the magnificence of future souls crying for humanity's hidden benevolence? Come, the door of my heart is wide open, empty of all that would separate me from you. Enter, fill me with the mysteries of thy delight. I'll be your bonfire, lighting up 1,000 flares, pointing souls toward the inner gaze of paradise. Yes, my child, for the world will need you then, and many will be receptive to the light. In this festival of life, you dance in a theater, striving to rediscover your own music. Yes, my Cirrus, let love be in duty, exercise and service, a loving smile, a hand to the homeless, selfless needs, and a prayer for love's victory to manifest itself in hearts and minds. To treasure the love which starts from home, to avoid the complacency of every day, and to build on character, modesty, and her advanced sister purity, as well as the gratitude of heaven. To walk away from all that would trap me in coffins, blocking my ascent into the sunrise of promising tomorrows. Yes, but be wary of flowers that convey the allure of visible attractions, yet remain putrid in smell. I have chosen you, warrior. You, a warrior, to walk alone on the narrow path where to turn around is folly. Pleasantries conceal the duality of pain and pleasure. See all as experiences and hold no expectations in this sacred movie of life, even as you continue moving forward. Take as many souls as you can with you, but never coerce. For hearts change, not by coercion, but by the sweet glow of soul and manifesting our loveliness in peerless deeds. Godspeed. This is D. Allen of Oakland, California, USA, doing a new poem by Lantern Carrier from England. Thank you.
Yo, that was just so far next level. I don't know how we're all processing that right now. Unmute yourself. Give it up for D. Allen.
Brilliant, Paul. Brilliant.
What?
Representing.
Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Who loves
Lantern
the
Lantern
Carrier
voice
and
came
D.
out.
Allen.
This is an important thing. It's respect for the man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's killer when you can not pass up your own opportunity, but for someone to want you to read their work. Fuck, that says a lot about respect for your artistry. That's heavy. Yeah.
Come on. I was trying to tell y'all from the jump, it's the greatest community in the world. And it has nothing to do with simply reading poems or simply spitting part of their lives. This is just how we interact with each other. This is how our community not only loves what we do, but love each other, right? This is how we're building on our community to ensure this every poem is a letter to our next generation, right? Our next iteration, our next future selves, right? Like, and again, I told y'all the storytellers were in the building, right? The most eloquent writer I know is Lantern Carrier, and he passed it over to D. Allen, who just killed it. Like, come on, man. That is, those are the things that get my blood flowing, things like that, right? Said distortion spins like spiders, right? Be the next generation of Lantern Carriers. Come on, man. That's what it's really about, right there, right? Embrace the magnificence of future souls, right? The door, my heart is wide open. Fill me with the mysteries of thy delight. Striving to rediscover our own music. Listen, this is really, like I said, it's really what it's about. Thank you, D. Allen, for your masterful production of Lantern's work. Thank you for just being a conduit for that energy. Truly appreciate you for that. All right, coming up next, our resident musician is in the building. Recently, I was part of a group that was doing a hybrid type event at a library out in his neck of the woods. And let me tell you, there were people from all over the world in that space, man. And why? Because of this cat right here, the one and only CC Arshagra in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, CC. You're making some power moves, sir, and I love it. Please, take it away. Good to see you.
What we do and what is happening with poetry and online and how that affects the course of humanity is important. So I'm doing what little I can to make that portal fucking blow wide open. And if it's a baby step, it's a baby step. But it matters to go Poets Without Borders in one way or another, and that's what we're doing. So thank you for everyone who participated. Any future news coming up on that is good. I'm going to start out with these few notes and then I'll tell you why. How's it? Anyway, that's the beginning of a song I'm not going to do tonight. I'm working on it. And it's called The Creative Dreams. And the opening line is, sometimes you let all the blame go so the original you, which you just magically touched on, can become the creator of dreams. But because of the theme of the letter, I wrote this thing that's a little bit unusual and I have to do it instead of that, but I didn't want to pass up on some notes. Even I hit the wrong pedal. That's what muted it. It was meant to be. Everything walks into a bar and sees nothing, sitting alone in the corner. And so there may be no other way to describe this except to say it was beyond love at first sight or falling instantly in love. Nothing feels a pair of eyes ripping through the C1 of its spine. Turning, they lock glances. Something happens. Without hesitation, everything walks in the direction of nothing. Nothing is unmoved by the closing distance. Everything sits facing nothing, one table away. That's the moment nothing happened, and it changed everything forever. From this time forward, nothing was the same. What nothing knew of love, everything was still figuring out. Instead of everything growing into understanding nothing, everything became full of more and then even more expectations. Eventually, everything left nothing or nothing left everything. Hard to know, and that hardly matters. It is the only time nothing has ever been known to change. Some legends of a time gone say this is the origin of unpossessable love, the birthing spirit of the winged heart of love, when no need shapes all times to come, and no form of life passes clear through life, occupying nothing but endless, unpossessable love. Fearless of death, still everything needs to have hold. But indivisible love lives and dies freely through it all time, all space, as what becomes the form of everything in search of love's understanding. And I just want to say that the entire series called Fringe, and that character 11 and Strange Things, and this poem, and what happens to the letter that you're asking for, and that poem and those series and those works of art, you're lucky in life if you get to the beginning of your life is destroyed by love, and it breaks and it gives you something more powerful than every one of your bones being broken. That is a transition that some never get the opportunity to have because life rapes us. Life oppresses us. Let's say they just destroy us, fucking programming of kids and shit like that, experimenting by governments, weaponizing little lives. That's my letter.
Weaponizing little lives. Weaponizing little lives, damn it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CCR Star Group.
That's powerful. That was very clever poem.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful masterclass of storytelling. That was lovely.
super dope to hear more poetry out of you, CC. Like, you play piano and you kick ass. But to hear a poem, man, don't ever doubt you're a poet, CC. You're an artist.
Hey, I mean, listen, whether you want to be the artist known as CCR Chagra or the artist formerly known as CCR Chagra, listen, both of them are pretty incredible, man. I'm just saying. What you do is pretty incredible, sir. Right? Whether you decide that you want to, tickle the ivory some nights, or you just want to, rip it off the pages, how you craft your stories are definitely being felt, right? You said, so the original you can become the creator of dreams, right? Like that, being a songwriter, that just, it comes off exactly like that, right? Nothing fills a pair of eyes, right? Nothing happened and changed everything forever. Like the moment that you personify both of them, it changes the whole shit. It changes the whole shit. Changes the whole narrative of the whole thing, man. Thank you for putting that in there, right? Nothing and everything walk into a bar. Right? Paul Skip said that, right? It's just like the classic narrative, right? Contemporary bar fable, right? It just is. But the way that you make it, you turn it into everything and nothing. That's just masterful. As your colleague said, right? That's a masterclass in storytelling. Appreciate you, CC. Really. Make sure you are plugging in with CCR Chagra. I'm pretty much sure that he's going to continue to try to connect the world in multiple different ways. So make sure you are plugged in, truly. All right. Coming up next, this incredible poet continues to come through and share her masterful work with us. Shout out the educators in the building. Listen, I told y'all the storytellers were in the building, and here comes another one right at you. The one and only Marianne Teft in the building. I always love when Marianne comes through because, again, her voice, her work, her style is so locked in. It is always great to hear you, Marianne. Let these folks know where they can find you online. Please take it away. Great to see you.
Nice to see you too, Elemental. Thank you so much, and greetings, poet friends. I'm on theme this evening with a poem that I wrote last summer while I was walking beside someone who was extremely dear to me, and at a time when my friend's ancestor was poised to leave this plane. The poem is called "To My Child Before I Go." From the day you soared above our ancient stones with your dreams for a crown and butterflies to lift your wings, I have known we would never walk these carpets of grass and thorns just the same way again. With every full moon night, that clear, cold light split my mind. Now my hour nears, but still I say it has not broken my heart. Through the years you longed to look deep beyond the mist, yet never plunge into the smoking falls. I felt my eyes soften as I listened to your hopeful voice speak its certainty. As my greater years filled in the wistful cadence, for a mother always knows the timbre and rhythm of one who springs from her body, I am grateful I could give you as birthright the hearts of our ancestors, for I know we shall meet again in a place where you are yet unwelcome, and I will visit you with every rising sun, every kind touch of breeze and compliment shared with your beloved. For only the shells return to the sea, and green leaves return to dust the red earth. My love for you remains. Thank you.
My goodness. Now that is exactly what I mean. Mute yourself. Give it up for Marianne.
Powerful words indeed.
Yeah,
See, when us poets
So
walk through life, we're
beautiful
handed
delivery.
these responsibilities to take that and leave it in the world in ways only the ineffable can do, but can't. But we try. Thank you.
Prince. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much.
We do our best. You know what I mean? I continue to say there are some people that do this, but we do this. And you can tell in every single line that our community shares, right? She said, I wish you butterflies to lift your wings, right? A mother always knows the timbre and rhythm. Listen, I can definitely vouch for that. Anytime I call my mom or my mom hears my voice, she'll automatically know what's wrong with me. she just, I don't know how she knows. It's like, oh, no, it's not okay. So I thank you for being in tune to that, right? Said, I will visit you with every rising sun. That type of consistency makes all the difference in a child's life. Thank you. Thank you for being that type of mother, that type of parent. I appreciate you. Again, shout out the educators in the building, for real. Make sure you are plugging in with Marianne Tepp, a mainstay of our community, continues to do this and do it well. Coming up next, a gentleman I haven't seen in a while, so I get to yell at him. Damn it, Dane, it's been too long. This gentleman hosts his own open mic, Time to Arrive, on Tuesday evenings. Make sure you are plugging in with the one and only Dane in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you, Dane. Please take it away.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, Marianne is going to be featured at Time to Arrive on the 28th this month. On the 25th is a book launch preview, and we'll be doing a preview of Dee's upcoming book. So let me get into some poetry. Your fresh, wet mane drapes roan over flannel cardinal print nightgown. All three cats have their place on the bed, comfortable on the bed. Late afternoon, indica hybrid smoke curls in its microclimate cloud. I watch you watch it and wonder, what are you thinking about? I'm thinking, oh, what a lucky man I am to have you in my life, and glad to meet your worries, the ones that cannot be undone, that undo us if we let them. This dude will learn to abide. Words do not pass between us. I relive the experience of your special smile that you give just to me, just for me, the one you cannot hide, the one you cannot stifle. It wells up deep inside, blasting out over through fog, night, confusion, everything bad that you lived to overcome, to carry on, beaming starlight special only for me. The kind of smile that makes babies jealous. I testify to the blessing of you. Next piece. A nursing mother leaks milk from her breast when she hears someone else's baby cry. Broken, split in pieces, torn, past participle, adjective black, still worn with the feast of out loves, our lives and death, noun, oven, the state of being, dead, darkness. I wonder how the poet knows this word, the one I do not, the one I have to look up. Fluvial landforms, the bottoms of wadi, covered in sand, the river, the rainy season is here. Empty, dry grains of dunes form a stream, flows through such a channel. What language must be spoken? Gravel, written, sky full of ash, snowflakes. We saw the forest burnt. We know we did. Shouted, screamed, cried. You lied about it. The minute it was ember, warning, warm, remaining dry through such a flowing channel, the tip of the iceberg. How much of it do you have to need to see to know you're in danger? Would its shivering naked before you be enough? Would you demand more? Blame the innocent babes, promise retribution righteously, cutting off the heads of holiness. Call yourself king, God. Call yourself a poet. darkness before transformation, a braided channel, a stream, to speak, to write, to say. We are the shape of land, a valley, birds, the shape of the ocean of air, a gully, sacred duty. There is no relief from obligation. You will find no oasis, dream, language, voodoo, epithet from what it means. The damage the babies do. The wind brings in dry sand that piles up. The moist sand capture underground rivers and springs. Prisoners of the dimension of murdering ways, of dubious purposes, foul, wet with blood tears. The sediment collects in the channel, in seasonal rivers, significant cultural importance. Then there are the murdered and their ancient silent screams. Settlements, ruins are found here. I found the stone implements on the tops of founds and mounds of the beheaded children. You did more, you did worse. Can't you see my pain, they agony? The twist is that it's your fault. I bake your babies in oiled barrel ovens. The oasis is dry for many years, erosional, dispositional, the bottoms of wadis often covered, hidden in the rainy season. It's just sand, sand below the sorrow, below sand. I wonder how the poet knows this word, the one I do not, the one I have to look up. Fluvial landforms of, relating to, or inhabiting the riven or the scream made by the action of men, from the action of raining, flooding rivers and screams, bloody tears, giver of stream, belonging to growing, living streams or ponds. In America, they're called arroyos. You'll find no oasis here. Thank you.
Ooh, oh my goodness, ain't that the truth? Unmute yourself, give it up for Dane.
Yeah, you find no oasis here. Powerful words. Beautiful pen.
Urgent.
And if you do find an oasis here, it's probably an illusion. Man, it's a mirage. Thank you, Dane. I appreciate how very real your poetry always is. You know, your stories are very real. You paint very vivid pictures, right? Between the indica hybrid smoke and, you know, being glad to meet their worries. It's very heavy, right? I testify to the blessing of you. Like that's when someone's all in. The only time you say something like that is when you're so all in, like it doesn't matter where someone starts and the other ends. It doesn't matter. I appreciate that dedication to what you are, sir. The second piece, you said past participle, the adjective was black, right? The state of being dead, right? Like, how much of it do you have to see to know you're in danger? Is that not what we're dealing with AI right now? He just made it an iceberg. Like, that was perfect. That was perfect. Thank you, Dane. I appreciate you for all that you do, for staying dedicated to what you do. Make sure you are plugging in with Time to Arrive and all the poets that are going to be published by I Publish I. Is that correct? Please, coming back at you, Dane. Actually, please, coming back at you, Dane.
I publish you.
I publish you. I publish you. Even better. Even better. This incredible gentleman is going to be publishing your community members. So make sure you are on the lookout, as he mentioned. Appreciate you, Dane. I publish you. That's crazy. That's clean. All right. Coming up next, a poet that he mentioned, a mainstay of our community who has come and just really sunk into who they are. I love when poets come and they sound so uniquely themselves, and they just know exactly how they want to present themselves and their flow is absolutely locked in. The one and only Sri Lal is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. Please.
It is always great to be here. Thank you, Elemental. I'm Sri Lal Dev on Instagram, friends with many of you, and happy to see you. This is a prose poem. It's called Pandora, as in the Greek myth. Don't, he said, don't open the lid. She was a new bride, a girl who had never yet submitted to a man. She was motherless and untamed, running free, clothed with nothing but wild flowers. He loved her because she knew no limits. He would have her with all her gifts and the whims he could not understand. She, lithe as a panther, she brimming with the spirit of adventure, she of eyes like limpid moonlit pools, she who did not answer to his wish unless she chose to. He would not have had her any other way. The lidded urn he spoke of was inlaid with fractured squares of volcanic glass. The mosaic pieces zigged and zagged, such that any reflection was distorted, even jagged. When alone, his new bride gazed at the vessel, but she could not see her face look back. Only fragments of a life not yet begun. The urn sat in a corner of a small shrine beyond the central hall, betwixt a slow trickling fountain and a bowl of ripening figs. It's nothing, he said, when she asked. It holds nothing that we need. Leave it be. Yet she wondered day and night beneath a waning moon while he slept and she did not. What he hid from her, the mirrored urn, a gift from the father of the man, not meant for a woman's curiosities. Since they had wed, chaos turned to order. A fire burned steadily in the hearth as it did between them. She knew he loved her flesh and scent, even as he wondered about her mind. The things she did not speak of, yet she smiled and he lay back, contented. How she gazed upon him as he sprawled, heavy with sleep. What could be the harm, she thought, unless he is hiding something from me in this urn? Was it ancestral ash or bone? The pressed flowers of a love not quite forgotten. His secret gnawed at her. A hunger rose and then a sorrow fell. This sealed urn stood, widening the chasm between her and the man with whom she shared her bed each night. Don't speak of it, he said. So she did not, but she thought of it often. The round vessel of closed lid she longed to lift, hers as much as his, a gift to both of them upon their nuptial vows. Was there no mistake for which she could not be forgiven by one who truly cared for her? And so, one night while he slept, she rose like a lily in the moonlight and lifted the lid. Did he not know she would? Peace.
Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Sri Lal.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Beautiful storytelling. Wow.
What a performance.
Transcribe the journey.
The images, just beautiful.
Your control of tempo, like the way you controlled tempo made me get excited. Like I had anxiety waiting to hear what was about to happen next. Like great control of the prose poem, great control.
Okay, and this is, again, I told y'all from the jump, the greatest community in the world, right? Not just because people just throw out random words and put them together, right? You've heard how each one of these poets so far have really, really embraced their love for these words, right? Every poet is totally different. Every poet's voice is their own individual voice. And I thank you so much for that, right? And you even went to Pandora with it, right? Even though I believe James Cameron took Pandora to a whole world and made Pocahontas out of Pandora. Like, okay. Brimming with the spirit of adventure, right? Clothed with nothing but wild flowers. Like I really love that imagery because sometimes our imagination, our creativity is only clothed by what's already there, right? The natural things that are there. We don't have to cover it up with something unnatural. And that's what I truly, truly appreciate about your style, about the way that you write poetry. It really is truly, truly just natural. Thank you, Srilal, for sharing it with us. All right, coming up next, all the way on the West Coast, I see this cat moving around. I haven't seen this cat in a while, man, but I know he's been doing what he can to educate the next generation. Again, shout out to educators in the building. The one and only propaganda poet in the building. It's been too long, brother. Let these folks know where they can find you online, man. Come on, Prop. Take it away.
Good evening, my beautiful, amazing poets. I have missed you so much. I've been away for several reasons, but I just, in honor of tonight's theme, Monday night online open mic, remember, this is a movement. It's not about a venue. It's not about a location. It is about a movement. It is about life. It is about the future. And I am proud and honored to be part of this with all of you. So tonight, the role of the crazy man shouting poetry at the McDonald's drive-thru in Mesa, Arizona will be played by yours truly. And my laptop's probably going to die soon. So if I get out of here before I see the rest of you, I apologize. But here we go. First, I want to promote one thing. This is not about me. Those are Eventbrite tickets for an event that is going to be celebrating a beautiful, beautiful event, celebrating a beautiful, beautiful poet and a beautiful man, the maestro himself. Tickets are there, and check it out, and you'll see more of what's going on there. So, given what this weekend is, given what this theme is, here is my poem for you this evening. Prayer ties, sage, and sweetgrass littered with beer bottles, cigarette butts, and shell casings, marking the land with the Venn diagram of the colonizers, leaving us all wounded, knee massacred. Try to disguise lies, whitewash history denies oral traditions. Native children now rise again to remind us past crimes are still here. Remains revealed built upon these buried truths. Don't let them forget. Little ones cry out, try to keep our past buried. Spirits still shall rise. Little ones call out, try to keep our past buried. Our ghosts still shall dance. Since 1492, when that killer Columbus sailed the ocean blue, people have been running for their lives, from boot heels, running from guns and knives. Well, maybe if they'd had the respect of Eric the Red, 3/4 of our people wouldn't have been left for dead. Labeling this a new world is just fucking tragic. For 100,000 years, the people have danced in this magic, and finally we expose the false and oppressive ways, and they think that they can shut us up with Indigenous Peoples Day? Well, maybe if they had the respect of Eric the Red, 3/4 of our people wouldn't be drinking themselves dead. You cloud our awareness with alcohol and pills so that you can offer a mountain of scrap paper for the Black Hills, but a colonizer mind can never understand. Land doesn't belong to people. People belong to land. Thank you for listening. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. Thank you for keeping the future for the future poets. And remember that we have to live by the 7 generations philosophy. Our ancestors from 7 generations ago are expecting us to give this earth to our descendants 7 generations from now. And we're doing a piss poor fucking job of it at the moment. So let's try to do something about that, shall we?
Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Pop.
That's what I'm talking about.
What a powerful way
Thank
to
you,
end.
propaganda poet,
Land
for the
does not belong
reminder
to people,
Say no
and the
less.
people
You are
belong to
heard.
the land. That was
Thank you
You
for the
heard, you
proofs.
are heard.
Thank you.
That's memorable. That's
McDonald's
Did not
should
say
hire you to do that in every one of its parking
Yay, yay.
lots.
I know, right? Poetry is alive and well. Poetry is
Yes.
alive and well, and in parking lots. Parking
Yeah.
lots, ladies and gentlemen.
And not competing with each other, but contributing to the whole. We're not competing with each other. We are contributing to the fucking whole.
Would you like a side of McKnowledge with that?
What? No,
Oh man, listen,
Yeah,
listen,
brother.
hold on. We can't make them that type of millions, and we not getting cut in on that yet. Nah, we not gonna do that. All right, that's a whole nother subgenre right there that we just tapped into. They ain't ready for that. Make sure you call our agents. Damn it, McDonald's Don't even try that. Like, for real. In the parking lot in Arizona, doing it. Still following the Venn diagram of the colonizers, right? Their past crimes are still here, for real. And we, as poets, writing these letters to the next generation, will not let them forget, right? We will not let them forget, right? 100,000 years, people have danced to this magic, right? Eric the Red, hell yeah, right? But a colonizer's mind can never understand what we do, man, because their whole focus is control and our whole focus is to destroy it. Appreciate you, Prop, for real. Again, like I said, shout out to educators. That cat is on his way to doing incredible things. You will hear the term hearing marginalized voices. Keep that on your brain. It will come very soon. Coming back at you, Prop. Go.
Which, by the way, if you happen to be in the San Diego area in February, Elemen2al the Poet, this man right here, will be featuring at Miramar College for Black Heritage, American Heritage Month, which should be all the fucking time, because, you know, Black Americans built the fucking place. But anyway, so just come on by. Along with Elemen2al will be Poet Rose Gold, and they're going to be in San Diego for like a week doing double bills everywhere. So, you know, if February you're tired of winter and you want to come check out paradise, come on out to San Diego and hang out with some poets. That's all I'm saying.
Man, listen, appreciate you, Prop, for real. Listen, that cat is on the move so many different ways. Shout out to Poet Rose Gold. I like to call her Captain America. Listen, it is going to be something else when we come down to California. It's going to be amazing. Appreciate you, Prop. Shout out Miramar College. All the folks involved, for real, Black Student Union, shout out the emoji community. So many things, so many things. All right, coming up next. I don't know how I want to do this, dude, right here, man. This guy is the jet setter of our community. Listen, crossing the country and making sure poetry remains in the eyes and the hearts of folks, even at the highest levels, right? Razor blade shave with, shout out the vets in the building. Shout out the folks who do this for really doing it. The one and only CP Mays in the building. Shout out to Keeper of Concrete. Come on, Mays. You know what it is, man. Let these folks know what it is that you do, man. Always great to see you, man. Take it away.
Appreciate you, man. Like I've been thrusted back into the hosting light on the second and fourth Sundays, bottoms up. On Sundays, I think it's at 10 a.m. Eastern. You'll catch me on IG talking all about it. I'm trying to cultivate a group of just renegade firecracker outlaws. That's the whole purpose of running this open mic, to let you be as free as possible. Now, with that being said, I thought about writing the letter to the future. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, I got this poem I want to read, but you know what? I want to offer something to the future that people don't see a lot. And that is Elemen2al spitting a poem. So I'm giving up my poem tonight to have Elemen2al spit a poem for everybody else. That's it.
And usually at this point is when the host will say, great Scott, we have a pleasant gesture. Shout out Scott Pleasant. Shout out the poet laureates in the world, man. Listen, this is not okay, Mace. But I appreciate you, man. For real. Pleasant gesture number 2, indeed. So yeah, I mean, listen, I try to stay prepared. I didn't have my shirt on, but I do have a shirt that says, yeah, I got poems. So I will jump in here. Appreciate you, Maze. I won't waste the time. To every poet who has touched the mic this evening so far, and every poet coming after, I appreciate y'all as a poet, as a lover of this community, as a lover of this spoken word. This is really, really what we do. I appreciate you, Maze. Listen, you will hear me and this cat coming very soon. All right. You will hear us very soon. But my contribution to this evening is in the vein of my love for music and hip hop. And the way that music is changing in the world, the way that the focus is going into something that's not what I love, this is my contribution, my letter to the future, is how I pay it forward. This is 7 Deadly Blends. Thinking of a master plan, 'cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand. Pen turned cannon, steps back, paint pictures and stanzas. Necromancer, keeping lost, reanimated, juggling crazy BPMs. All I know is purpose when it comes to these bars. Bleed scars, scene stars. These are nurture particles, part and parcel to original rhythms. Transfixing records to thirsty bloodstreams for crackling to get it cracking from stacks with stacks of wax. I separate the fact from the folklore. Let's estimate the tracks that I spoke for. Euphoria is the most that you could hope for. Felt bones quiver, then break when bass erupts in riffs that send rift through time and space at risk of auditory combustion. Cut and scratch that real shit back. I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this, so I had to rhyme like that to shine like this. No longer basking in blinding day breaks of despair. Mash up transformers, scratch lasers across hungry skies, starving from dilapidated airwaves on my Urban Magic Johnson. I'm enterprising. I keep it ghetto like the hood before they gentrified it. When broken glass everywhere made furious styles of boys in the hood, a South Bronx blessing, 5 deadly MCs and their grandmaster brought a message of life lessons, helped you rock steady down Beach Street and cardboard kingdoms on concrete coliseums of characters that pop locks made head spin in silent ciphers where words became verbs. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work. Hallelujah. We plant seeds on darkest days or darkest nights. Green lantern pattern, chase fear from spears of inspiration. Call it new shit. My words are diamonds dug out of mine. Spit them polished. Look how they shine. Whole world loves it when poets Outcast remain silent. Black album with Crown Royal on Exit 13, bumping speaker box, basking the love below. How I got over KD3. Are you listening? Are your eardrums open for christening? To touch your De La Soul with hip hop tempo control. We 444 plus 44 more. Separate the fact from the folklore, moving in musical movements and melodies of mayhem. It was written to balance the score like Fuji's or Cool G rap. Are you listening? Thinking of a master plan. I'm enterprising, whipping work, polish for christening, listening to records on repeat, make freestyle fellowship foundation formation a standard where gladiators walk on water from Carter to Carter's, changing this vanguard. I'm enterprising, grind like that to shine like this, spit and polish, look how they shine. Rhymes never thought to stand against time, make nothing but sweat inside my hand. A dedication to yes, I can and will plus Jazzy Jeff and best believe, clean or dirty, we stay working these wheels of steel. I think I'm Big Meech. Are you listening? I'm enterprising, thinking, christening, eardrums, the blessing, hip hop. Peace, y'all.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Damn.
Damn, Elemental.
Wow. To the happily double
Yeah, yay.
The memory.
The history,
That's a great tribute.
Yeah.
man is living it.
You mentioned some fire names in there, man. Had me like,
Gives it to us every week.
going into memory lane.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a gift.
Wow.
And he wasn't even seeing. He didn't see it coming either. He had to go.
Thank you, boss. I appreciate y'all so very much, man. Again, shout out to Keeper of Concrete, man. For real, I know we don't always, you know what I mean? The host doesn't always get a chance to rip, so I appreciate you for that, man. But really, it really is all about me giving my energy to y'all and making sure that all of this goes around to y'all, man. Really, like I can't do this without y'all. I would never have been able to get to this point without y'all, without every one of your dedication, right? Every one of your power, all that strength, all of that dedication to your artistry makes this go. For real. That's why you get the strength that you get from me, man, because I'm only just sharing the energy that y'all share with me. Thank you, Maze. I appreciate you. I appreciate every member of my community. Love y'all, truly. Woo. All right, coming up next. Oh my goodness. Listen, this cat's really been going through some things, man. But listen, he's gonna carve out time and he has made time to rock with us. Plus, this cat's pen is otherworldly, I promise you. The one and only Kazi Kaz in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, man. Always great to see you, Kaz. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you for the intro, man. That was dope, by the way. That was Stupid Flames, yo, straight up. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody is good. Yes, I've been just going through some things, but that's life, man. I appreciate you like being patient with me. I've been hitting Elemen2al up like crazy, like trying to get on his Zoom, like, and he finally patiently. I mean, I finally figured out how to get on it because he's helped me. You know what I mean? I'm not the most technically savvy person, but anyway, this piece that I am performing tonight, I wrote a few years ago actually, but I do believe that a lot of the message actually ties into tonight's theme. Excuse me. It's titled Viable Vernaculars. Real quick intro. The premise is me giving my homie some advice, okay? But it's advice that everyone could follow. Most deaf, copping a dope crib is fresher than pushing a fly whip or cuffing a bad chick. No diggity, peep game, y'all. Most mugs with lots of cheddar ain't even hip to all the mad haterade coming from all these whack shade throwing busters and gold diggers. Posted up on the block flipping them birds will only get you so far. Now your swag may be on fleek, but all that stunting got you tripping, yo. Acting all pet, politicking with Poe, collaborating with Marx, steady dry snitching, coming out the side of your neck. You finna make a nigga wanna catch a body, yo, real rap. I'm just trying to parlay up in this piece while stacking all my cream from my 9 to 5. You feels me? Check it though. I'm about to dip right quick. I gotta drop my seed off. Then I'm gonna go check out this one pair of kicks. They're these Johns I'm trying to cop. So I'm finna be gone for a hot minute, but I'll hit you as soon as I land. In the mean, stay away from all these pigeons, herbs, chickens, and scrubs. They ain't riding for you, man. Only your true peeps will hold you down and keep it 100 with you. Word up. Now, for those who may not have understood what I said, allow me to translate. Purchasing a nice house is definitely better than having a nice car or a trophy wife. Without a doubt. Allow me to elaborate. Most people with a lot of money are completely oblivious to the exorbitant amount of envy exuding from these slanderously false heretics and opportunistically materialistic women. Standing on the corner all day distributing pounds of narcotics for monetary gain will only get you so far in life. Now, your funky, not giving a hoot type of attitude may look cool to your friends, but it seems to be getting to your head. You've been acting quite paranoid and fraternizing a great deal with the police, collaborating with known enemies, inconspicuously tattletaling on people, speaking with such blatant disrespect. You're bound to make someone inclined to want to take your life. That's the honest truth. My only desire is going home after a hard day's work while saving as much of my money as I can. You understand? Now, I am going to have to leave shortly for a little bit. I have to drop off my child. I would also like to go check out this one pair of sneakers, which I've been eyeing for quite a while now. So I may possibly be gone for quite some time, but I will contact your cell phone as soon as I get back home. In the meantime, stay away from all of the societal dregs, both male and female. They have their own hidden agendas and ulterior motives for associating with you. Only your true friends will have your best interest in mind and will always be honest with you. Trust me. Thank you.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. The translation was all of that for me. It was all of that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kazi Kaz.
Fucking brilliance on steroids, man.
Last line.
Give it away.
The translation.
That's some EDU, man. Fuck that
Two for the
shit.
price
Glad you
of
can make
one.
it, Kazi.
Roll
Glad you can
down,
make it.
Kazi
Me
Kaz.
too. I appreciate it. I
Good
appreciate
work.
it.
Good work.
One
Thank
of
you so much.
us.
Love the
One of
code.
us.
Class.
Roll that one back and
Multilingual
learn
shit.
something.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all. Word up. Thank you.
Yo, I absolutely love that, right? Because what you do, man, what you have done, man, is you let people know that there is, right, beyond what they consider code switching, right? There really is some real shit going on in this world that you do have to actually be in that space, right? Like when you can do it and you can do it comfortably, it's something different. And I love how you just said that. He said, oh, for those, and listen, I was with you. I wasn't sure where you were gonna go with it, right? He said I had to drop off my seed, right? I was eyeing these kicks and I had to go because I wanted them Jones, man. And I was like, okay, I got you. Where you going with it, right? He's like, oh, for those who didn't get it, let me translate. I absolutely dig that. Thank you for that, man. Really. Again, it shows, you talking in first person, second, third person, you know what I mean? And then bringing it back to make sense to your entire audience. That is not easy, sir, but I appreciate what you do and your dedication to writing the way you do. Thank you. Woo. All right, listen, we have come down to our final 4 poets of the evening, right? A couple of folks were not able to come through and join us this evening. It's all good. I did hear from Madi. Madi did share her incredible poem with me this evening that she was gonna drop off to us. Listen, Madi was saying this dystopia where anything that is different is not welcome in this bar or store or school or park or bus or train or sidewalk or church or earth, right? I wrote this for the vast generation of have-nots, those who pick the shorter stick by proxy via decisions that were not of their own. Come on, man. Come on. Right? Decisions chosen by those who chose to not clear a safe path for you. Inoculated with the past transgressions of others. Gosh, shout out Madi, for real. Madi's such a dope writer, for real. Make sure you are checking out Diamonds in the Abyss. Appreciate you, Madi. Hopefully you're feeling better and you recover and you come through and hang out with us, for real. All right, as I mentioned, final 4 poets of the evening. First up, this incredible poet comes through, and I'm telling you, he always seems to find a way to get into like the last few spots of what's going on, for real. The one and only Prince of P is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, man. It is always great to see you. Come on, please, take it away.
Hey, my name is Prince of P. I will be sharing 2 poems. The painful poison within from my reaction, more unraveled the poison gets. My eyes get lit with fierce fire to chase my poison. Use poetic paintings like creative, crafty, and cunning, created before me. To you, poetry. You are my release to share my poisonous, self-induced muses. Poison is really a malapropism. I meant to say scorpion, using poetry to vamoose, the not so valiant scorpion. In the end, I am everything without it. A succulent, successful, and sage man, hanging my words of my triumph like a mane on my hair, on my chin. Poetic painted on a straight line, ordered and offered by the mind, edification for my soul, tracing everything past and present, yodeling from Mount St. Helens. Poetry is the ointment the cure and solution. That's the first poem. Second poem, Hola. ¿De dónde eres? ¿Cómo te llamas? Gracias. Several words that come to mind as I search the abiding memory bank of the double helix. I can hear it in Spanish. I traverse tracks of conspicuous mazes within New York. I was the answer to 11 times one. Seeing my dad's side of the family with a vivid and vibrant time. Saw my padre, Escuela, in the Bronx. Then exited 5 days later. Struggled studying romantic languages like hollowed hearts. Spread out like puzzle pieces needing to put together. It's better because I want to know, so can I glow in the enlightened eyes of someone, make love with words to others so I can attend to the cabernet of your heart. Tend with a more, give more with a more poem.
Oh, I love that. He said, give more with a more. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Principe.
Beautiful writing, Principe.
Principe, you just inspire me week for week. I love to watch you grow and be and become and challenge yourself and face your own words and come up the next week and push it a little further and a little further. You're an inspiration to so many. Just stay the path. I can't wait to see you 3, 5, 10 years from now. Man, you'd be blowing my mind 10 times more than you did tonight. Thank you.
Make a more with a more. That's another thing you said, Principe. I want a plaque on my wall.
Okay. No, that was just so on point. 100%. Right? Make a more. Listen. It's those things, right? And I'm thankful that you have decided to share your journey with us, Principe, right? Because trust me, you are amongst some of the world's best poets, right? Not only poets, but mentors. All right. Any one of these poets could put you on a path to enlightening the future in future generations, right? Which is what we all hope to do, right? When you talk about painful poison, man, each poem could be considered a painful painting. Really, right? He said, poetry, you are my release. Man, that's why a lot of us are here, right? Because poetry is always waiting and willing to accept those painful things that we have, that we're holding on to, right? My words, my triumph, right? Poetic paintings in a straight line, right? Poetry is the ointment, cure, and solution. 100%. 100% of the time, right? Como te llama? Listen, anytime you start flipping in languages, right, you exponentially change your audience, right? You start speaking in multiple languages, you really start bringing in people, because people understand differently in different languages, right? Because people process their languages very differently. So anytime you do that and you do it well, Principe, you're going to bring in a level of audience that actually need to hear your voice. So thank you. Thank you for being fearless enough to do that. All right, final 3 poets. Coming up next, I'm telling you, these storm gods, they do this thing, man. The atmosphere rearranger is in the building. Every time you hear this cat, he is going to give you all of his energy, and I love poets who do it like this. I'm telling you, the one and only Zom Conto is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, brother. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your kindness in sharing your poetry with me. I wrote this to theme, and it goes something like this. If I wrote a letter to the next generation, I would conceal it underneath a lion's mane so that the brave can risk a close shave with death to retrieve it and preach to the unprepared. Make sure it is not lost to them that it takes pride to hunt for words that are not confined to the margin, words that spill the guts of their truth while ripping open the stomach of history to uncover the inside story of how our people came to be. But then it occurs to me, what if there might not be any more generations to come? That your grandfather's rocking chair would someday be converted to electric as if no one blameless had ever sat there. And the bed that your grandmother lay in would become where the last of your seed would be strapped in, injected with a hatred for their own ancestry, such that they would choose suicide over trying to hide from mirrors that showed the slightest hint of your identity. Why write to a future that has chosen the grave and fed red poison to your name? I remember the innocent love letters that were passed from desk to desk until they reached me at the back, from a girl that claimed she was too shy to sit next to me, but had read the future enough to know that we would tie the knot with the silver lining of the most breathtaking cloud the sky had ever hosted. I did not know this at the time. Never noticed that those letters were booby-trapped with unseen traumas, and that the same hand passing them down the rows of desks would later feel upon her breasts while I cried over the milk they spilled on my heavy chest. Now I mistrust any note slipped from one hand to another, let alone generation to generation. So instead of wasting precious ink writing letters, why not free it from the pen? Tattoo scriptures across our skin and walk naked into the town square. Let our bodies be the blank page. Because since we've all grown too lazy to read, what likelihood remains that our kids will recognize the smell of a library when it burns down? Of its smoke rising to choke doves with love letters tied to their feet, causing them to free fall to the ground, landing on the steps of the post office, which has long since become a ghost town. Why would we put our handwriting to the test against digital texts whose emojis carry much more memorable expressions than our faces could ever hold? I would rather tattoo my naked body into a miracle of emperor's clothes with a detailed map to every single hidden pot of emeralds and gold. Zomkonto kabate.
Yo, that's how you tear that shit down. Unmute yourself, give it up.
Great. That was
My
beautiful,
God,
man.
what a
That
fucking
was so
journey that
beautiful,
was,
man.
That
Wow.
thing just ripped open and then ripped it open and then found some love and
For
then
real.
ripped it open and found some more and ripped it. That's fucking relentlessly dark and beautiful
Amazing.
at the same time.
Amazing.
That's real work. That's real work.
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
Unapologetic poetry, man.
What we do here, sir. It's what we do here. I try to tell them from the onset. Some people do this. You know, some people dabble in this shit. We do this. We do this. Man, he said I'm gonna bury and conceal it under a lion's mane, right? Spill the guts of their truth, right? He went from your grandfather's walking chair to the bed. The last of your seed would be strapped in, right? Breaking the mirrors that showed the slightest hint of your identity. Innocent love letters. Listen, man, I've been in a classroom recently and I'm here to tell you they don't pass innocent love letters no more. Whoo! Telling you. Tattoo scriptures on our skin, right? Let our bodies be the blank page. Man, when it comes out of your pores, man, your body becomes that page, man. You can't help it. I appreciate you, Zomkonto. For real. I appreciate how much you love and you accept your ancestry and you help it to move forward in the most powerful of ways. Thank you for that. All right, Final two poets. Coming up next, this poet has come through and shared some very, very heavy points in her life. But I believe this is why poetry is so powerful in all our lives in so many different ways. The one and only Kite is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Kite. It is always great to see you. Come on, take it away.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram under Kite_ the poetic cat. I am in the car tonight for a reason. So I was driving through life distracted for about 26 years. One day I crashed and my eyes, once blind, snapped open wide. It whipped me back into attention immediately. I felt like my soul had been siphoned out of me, then suddenly shoved back into my body, kind of like lucid dreaming. I didn't see what was becoming of me. I could see a little, but my windshield was pretty blurry. I didn't have true clarity. When you drive for 26 years and birds keep shitting in your line of vision, splattered bugs accumulate on the glass, the rain smears their guts around, not really getting them all off, no matter how much windshield washer fluid you use. Eventually, it's hard to see through that once clean glass because you haven't gone for a car wash in 26 years. The sight alone is pretty disgusting. It inhibits the driver's ability to view as well as just how far ahead too. There was once a time where I couldn't see past 25. I'm 28 now and I've never felt so alive. My existence used to haunt me. Like, I mean, why would parents plan a kid anyway? What the fuck? Growing up, I thought they only had me so I'd take care of Nikki when they passed. There had to be some sort of deeper meaning other than your dad and I love each other and that is why we had you. But my sister passed unexpectedly due to the lack of care from a state-run DDS facility. As I got older, I realized it wasn't even that. They did want an offspring. And I'm grateful every death wish I've ever had didn't come to fruition and take this life away from me. I understand why some people want children. Some are silently praying you'll be the one to start creating changes, shaking up the world's bitter exchanges for the future generations, that you'll be a chain breaker. We can all break free. Break free. Break free. Let us drive off into the sunset of epiphanies, surrounded by red and purple clouds of mystery, alluding that tomorrow will be warmer. So if you're cold now, recognize that it'll all get better. It's just the weather. And it changes with your attitude. When you walk around with a positive mindset, enjoying life and the endless opportunities it creates, appreciating the boundless inspiration you can acquire, you attract the like and manifest prosperity and abundance into your mental state. When you walk around with a negative connotation, viewing life as a plague and remaining miserable in your current mindset, no matter what situation comes your way, that shit comes to you too. Negativity only attracts more negativity, and positivity simply attracts more positivity. Your thoughts and emotions are merely a magnet for what eventually comes to fruition. So shift your point of view. Focus on the part of your windshield that you can see through. Or better yet, go get that car wash that's overdue. Thank you for having me.
That's what I'm talking about, Kite. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kite.
Better yet. Better yet.
Lovely ending too.
No,
Lovely ending.
the journey, the journey of this art form. You walk into your own death, and then he comes around, and you got to die that one again and again. Poets do this over and over and over again, and the choices we make with our soul bring us every stage of what it means to be and become let this art form mold you. Don't let life tell you what you are. And that's another one. Your parents fucking love you, and even that can be a mind fuck somewhere. It could be their cages can become yours, even if they give you their freedom. If they don't know they're in it's a journey. This is a beautiful place. Kate, you're wonderful. Keep it up.
I have a question, Kate. That was a beautiful extended metaphor that you worked the hell out of from beginning to end, the windshield wipers and the colors, the imagery. Did you have your ending in mind when you started the poem, or did it just come to you? I just write. All right, cool.
Cool. Hey, great questions. Great question, Maze. Listen, this is what I love about our community. Right. And you can tell in our community that we're not just listening and, oh, yay, great, yay. No, we're actually consuming what we do here, and we're actually critiquing each other's work. Yes, we are lovers of this word, right? We are also here to help each other get better, right? And listen, and like May said, I love that metaphor, right? Of going just with the dirty car. Right, just with the dirty windshield all the way together, right? Driving through life distracted, right? Haven't gone through a car wash in 26 years, right? There was a time, she said, I couldn't see past 25. Yo, there was a time in my life, my generation said that they didn't see us past 18. You know what I mean? But I made it a little bit further than that. You know what I mean? Be a chain breaker. I love that, right? Have a positive mindset. Right? Inspiration is truly balance, right? Manifest prosperity in abundance. I think that sounds like a book of poetry, right? I feel like that is a collection of poetry, right? Negativity attracts more negativity, 100%. Violence begets violence. Thankfully, poets and poetry begets poets and poetry. And you have found yourself in the place to be. Thank you, Kite. Truly appreciate you for always coming through and sharing your true heart with us. Thank you. All right, we have reached the closer of the evening. Listen, where can I start about this incredible poet? Coast to coast, honestly, from the West Coast to the East Coast, this next poet has been involved in what we're doing right now in this struggle for a good while, and has continued to be a voice of the voiceless, continues to help us move poetry and our struggle of being human beings forward. The one and only Tamam Tracy Moncour is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. Please close us out this evening.
Oh, well, it's great to be here with you again. And Elemental, beautiful surprise. I enjoyed that 100%. And I have enjoyed each and everything that I've heard, because as it was already said, we're all different and we all have something unique and different to offer. And of course, glad, I heard Oakland, California mentioned, heard San Diego mentioned, and you're going to be out there. Yes, started in California, but I'm in the East Coast. Been out here 60 years. So the name of this poem is The Road of Impossibilities. In defiance, I travel the road of impossibilities, refusing to succumb to the futility of the human condition. News of the day blasting away with the atrocities committed in the name of power. Blatant behavior moons empathy. Stress pulls out knives and carves the kindness out of hearts. Yet the sun rises in majesty, capturing in space the beauty of existence. Visions from the past of ships bearing human cargo speed towards an unknown destiny. families split up, torn apart, a magnificent heritage ripped from the souls of a captured people. Screams reach into the den of the new millennium, filling prisons with attitudes of deliberate anger. Yet the flowers bloom in spring, dropping petals of love. Green, fertile land snatched from the grasp of an indigenous people. Avarice justifies theft in the name of progress. Prejudice and hatred holds hands, singing of new beginnings, while the blood of the people runs red in rivers. Feet bloodied by a long trail of tears, bodies collapsing to return to the dust of the earth. Yet the waves of the mighty ocean beat the rhythm of the tides against pristine beaches. Jim Crow straddles the fence with hypocritical cries of, "You can make it if you try. You can have a piece of the pie." Whispering voices slither along the streets, bombarding minds. "You failed the test. You failed the test. You dumb, you stupid, you're poor, you're hungry. You need some money?" The bling bling of opulence blinds the reality of risks. Life becomes devalued. Yet the Grand Canyon, in its layers of multicolored strength, signals the rock of ages. Ice crystals falling through the atmosphere freeze moments of fear into failure, immobilizing action. Frigid temperatures stifle passion. Aspirations transform into desolation, slipping off icy crevices. Translucent icicles hang on corners of dreams that never materialize, slowly dripping back into the cycle of life. Yet, snow-capped mountains stand tall in their stately magnificence, weathering blizzards, whiteouts, snowstorms, forever proclaiming permanence in a passing reality. Thank you.
Wow. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is why I love when this poet comes through. Unmute yourself, give it up for Tamam, Tracy, Mom.
Thank you, Tamam. Thank you. I love the title and the way it all worked into the title. And you never used the word in the piece. That was brilliant. And the yet, I put, it's just, I miss Lantern Carrier because there'd be a whole list of everything right now.
I know, right? Right.
Yeah, there's such an economy in the way you pulled off this very epic scope there. Really brilliant work.
Thank you. That's why I love coming here.
What was the title again?
The Road of Impossibilities.
Road of Impossibilities.
And you traveled it anyway. Yeah.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yes, you are here.
See, I'm 78, and I actually have a blog. I was on Blogspot, and I ran into it the other day. The Road of Impossibilities, was a bunch of poems, but yes, that one's, I'm a political poet.
Yeah.
So
have you ever published?
Better.
No, I haven't.
See, that's the shame, man. Where's our publisher?
Oh my gosh! Listen, we got. Hold on. We got to make that change for real. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Listen, we're gonna close up shop this evening. But I want everyone, if you have the time and availability, we're gonna hang out for a couple minutes after so we can share some ideas. Something that we never get a chance to do in the virtual world. Usually if you're in a live open mic, once the mic shuts down, everybody kind of congregates and just kind of hangs out. We don't always get that chance. So I will shut down the live stream and we will hang out and talk shop for a little bit. Real quick, Tamam, listen, when you come through and do things like that, when you travel that road of impossibilities, you get amazing results, right? even to the futility of the human condition, right? The atrocities in the names of power. Like, we are still continuing to deal with those things, the backlash, the aftermath of those things, right? They do kind of reach into the den of the next millennium, right? Prejudice and hatred hold hands. Gosh, that goes back to that everything and nothing, walking into a bar. You know what I mean? Now we got prejudice, right? And hatred holding hands, right? Like, I think envy and jealousy is probably going to be in the corner kissing after a while. Like, you know, it's just a lot going on. But thank you so much. She said, Jim Crow straddles the fence, right? Whispering voices slither the streets. The bling bling of opulence. Come on, like that. I don't know which is more dangerous, right? The bling bling of opulence or the fixation with inebriation. I don't know. But thank you so much for closing us out this evening, Tamam, for all your gracious words, for all your dedication. And I was gonna ask, you know, how did you get to be, 70 years old? You say you've been living there 60 years. Like, come on now, or does that make you like 70? Like, come on. You look fantastic. Love your strength and energy and your dedication to being the poet that you are. Truly, truly appreciate you. As I mentioned, to all the poets who touched the microphone this evening, thank you so very much. To the folks who couldn't make it, Rocco and Arisha, Daniel Fernandez, shout out Garland Thompson for being in the building this evening. Thank all of y'all. Make sure you are plugging in with the cafe for all your merchandise. Make sure you are plugging in with all the things that the cafe is doing, representing your part of the world. Thank y'all for spending Monday night with us. You could have been rocking anywhere in the world, but you're rocking with us. As I mentioned, after I shut down the live stream, we'll be hanging out for a few minutes. We will end the stream like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Monday night with y'all. Until next week, y'all, peace and blessings.